Stockbridge Village, formerly known as Cantrell Farm, is a district on the outer suburbs of Liverpool. Built in the 1960s, the area was redesigned to house 15,000 people from the inner city. Through this redistribution of residents, a vibrant community was created on the city's border. During the 1980s, however, this community began to dwindle as the area suffered from major economic declines and high levels of unemployment. Although these aspects ebbed away towards the end of the decade, the area was left abandoned, scarred by reputation, and the community within was forgotten. Over the past 5 years, Stockbridge Village has been through a redevelopment overhaul aimed at providing the area with state-of-the-art facilities, including a new town centre, new school, and leisure centre. And these facilities and redevelopments as a whole are geared directly towards rebuilding the vibrant community spirit that was prominent in the area before and providing the young people with new opportunities for the future.
Canny Farm, it was called, where I come from. They built it up and knocked it down twice in 50 years. That's the type of area it was. So growing up in Stockbridge Village, it was sectioned off at the edge of Liverpool, so no one had reasons to come in. It's only just come again where they've actually put a bit of money into Stockbridge Village, and to see the changes that's gone on there, it's amazing. They built new schools, new swimming centres, new gyms, community buildings for people to use, loads of parks for the kids, space more of all, and it's just the way they've shaped the community and the buildings for the people.
Everything we've been doing over the last 3 years has been leading towards making this a place that was owned by the community. We've got dance studios here, we've got sports halls, swimming baths. So sports, the arts, anything which is enriching to our young people we want to promote, and we have now a fabulous facility for them to actually partake of those things.
I grew up in Stockbridge Village, I was born here. So to be 27 and to see it the way it is now is totally different, What a space, how fantastic is this? I wish when I was 15 I had this space.
I've taught here for 18 years, and in 18 years I've seen brilliant changes, and this is the best I've ever seen. I mean, the area is like regenerated. It's marvellous for the kids. It's like a feeling of hope.
It's really important to put some resources into young people, because there hasn't been a lot of employment, and it can have an impact on young people in terms of what they see of their futures, really. And I think if you can unlock their talents and their expectations and their hopes and that, then that's really crucial to them.
Quite often they don't aspire to much, and they don't have opportunities where they can express themselves or discover maybe a new talent. We've now got a new library which the children have been to, we've got the gym, we've got a new health centre. There is so much more for both parents and children, and it is more community based.
With the new building now, people's perceptions are different, their aspirations are different. The community's coming out of it now, the community spirit's coming back together. Like any other community, we did have a little bit of trouble, but I think the community's come together with the partnerships. There's a lot of good things happening in Stockbridge at the moment.
With the new facilities available, there are lots of opportunities for the area's young people to take part in arts, sports, and recreational activities. One of the most unique projects taking place is the development of community allotments in local schools, which is aiming to organically develop a stronger community.
The allotment started about a year ago. Me and a couple of people come to the school and asked them, can we use a bit of their land? We got a great response from them last year. They've given us a third of the playing field. Everybody thought it was a positive thing. Everybody could see the benefits of getting all the kids involved. It gets them interacting with other people, learning new things.
It's really worthwhile for young people to be able to try out different things. So if they can put all of their bubbling energy into something creative, then that's fantastic, isn't it?
We know that art is really important for the kids' cognitive development, and it raises children's self-esteem. So the more arts development we can have, the better really in the area. Our children really thrive in the arts, and it is a vehicle, isn't it? It's their first language, the arts. The first thing they learn to do is draw and make marks. So art is really important, and music and dance, it's a way of self-expression.
In recent times in this area, The facilities have been very much upgraded again, and I think that can only be good for children in general. If children are involved in sport, it promotes a healthy lifestyle. If they're involved in arts, then it gives them wider opportunities and a wider outlook on life to take through into adulthood.
One of the most positive things about Stockbridge Village is that it has always had a rich heritage of creative people and sporting exports coming through the area. Musicians, artists and sports stars are all great community role models that can show the area's young people that by channeling self-expression through creative pathways, it can lead to a positive future, even if you grow up on a council estate.
Stockbridge Village has produced some really talented people. In any community you go to, I think, if you put the right sports, arts and music things on, you can develop talent. The talent's there, it just needs development.
Coming from a working class place like that, it's, you know, it's not the most affluent of places, you know what I mean? It's, I suppose you've either got like 2 or 3 choices with either music, football or gangsterism probably or something like that.
Growing up on a council estate, I think, was probably one of the best things that can happen to you, because you learn a lot of stuff growing up on a council estate. You meet a lot of people who are nice, who are from every walk of life. You learn to think you come out as a community, but there weren't that many opportunities because there was no money.
It was good growing up there because that's where all my family and friends and everything was. But I wouldn't say there was many opportunities. We had a youthie. This is what I was meant to do. Like, I love being an artist, and it's good that I can be good at it. I feel dead lucky.
Council estates get a hard rep. Like this, oh yeah, there's not much going on there or what have you, but I was part of a great community. The biggest piece of advice I can give to a young artist would be to do what it is that they want to do. If it comes natural to them, then do it.
When you're growing up on a council estate and you've got your instruments on your back, I suppose it can be a little bit intimidating if you're new to the game. You've got to walk past loads of gangs with your guitar or your flute in your case or whatever you play, your saxophone or violin. But when you break through the boundaries, it's got its bonuses as well, because there's not much in the areas that we come from to do with funding, music, sports, culture. So when a good band comes from the area that you live in, that's what inspired me to be a musician.
What first inspired me to be a musician, my older brother was in a band called the Hoovers from Cancel Farm, and they were all the inspiration I needed really to get in.
I worked as a youth worker in Cancel Farm. It was pretty challenging, I'd say, at the time, but you know, what I tried to do is to get people involved in things that they wanted to be involved in, you know. When I decided to like join a group, everyone was saying, oh, you know, it'll never work out, and you know, no one ever expects anything to ever happen, do they? We've been going for 5 years as a group, and we thought, well, we're not going to get signed now, so we're not bothered about even getting record companies interested in that. And I think from that day on, the attitude of the band changed. We treated it like a hobby, something we love doing, rather than something we're going to make a career out of, you know.
Been boxing since I was 9 now, up to 15 years doing it. And I've stuck it out through the hard times and you know, the good times. And when I was growing up here, we only had this here and the heat waves bats. So now they've got that, a new gym, a new bats and that, and you know, everything's changing. You've seen the climbing frame things for the kids and that, and you know, it's changing on here.
I think the regeneration's a good thing. My son is in the brand new school that's there. I've been to see a couple of plays that he's been in, and the kids have been doing a few performances, and I think it's a really great thing.
I left Cancel Farm, 15, 20 years ago. From an outsider's point of view, it looks really good. I mean, young people on Cancel Farm haven't got that much, so the investment within the farm is way overdue, I think. This is probably the 3rd regeneration of Cancel Farm I've known in my time. But it seems to be that this time it's all right, you know, there's actually a school there, the infrastructure is there. Cancel Farm was seen as an island on its own, whereas now it's much more transient.
Loads of people are from the middle of nowhere, aren't they? And I think if you're from the middle of nowhere, you can hone your talent. There's no distraction. I suppose it was inspiring to write about certain subjects, do you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of horrible little things, but a lot of good things going on at the same time. So you get the both ends of the spectrum. Good advice to anyone is to just enjoy yourself when you're doing it.
It's not just about the bricks and mortar of Stockbridge Village, it's about what's happening with the people. And it's great to see that there's people that's taking the youngsters on board and trying to encourage them to do other things.
I'm currently the music development manager for Merseyside Youth Association. Meet loads of young people who I empathise with because they came from a similar situation as me. No money, a love of music, no access to equipment, really creative, but no platform to do it on. So for me to give them that platform is an honour for me really, because I play a little role in their musical development.
As part of the celebration for the redevelopments in Stockbridge Village, the community held a music event for local residents to bring local people together and showcase the music from some of the local musicians and community groups.
By the way, there was a good turnout, and that's what I liked about it when it came, despite it, even though it was, you know, like a really, really grim day, everyone was still smiling, laughing, you know, having a really good time. I thought the music gave it, you know, a really, really good atmosphere.
I think that the regeneration of the local area it's been inspired by young people, and it's more welcome, and it provides lots of opportunities for everyone.
It's basically bringing the neighbourhood closer to each other in it, and it's like making people realise what they got and just making it better.
What's brilliant about Stockbridge Village is it's not scared to try out things and develop. There's more going on now than there was when I was younger. I think in 10 years' time, the young people around here are going to be completely different to what they were 10 years ago, and it's all because of the investment.
We're going forward, and we're going forward with the whole community, building new things, and I think, despite the economic climate in the country, the buzz on this estate is counter to all that. Things are looking good here, and all we're looking to do is bring in more training and more opportunities and more good social events for people.
If everyone puts a little bit in, I think this community spirit will just grow and grow.
As long as there are positive role models, as long as there's activities going on for young people, then that can only get better.
My neighbourhood, my